Yes, good afternoon, everyone. I want to welcome you to this afternoon session of our entrepreneurship lesson. It's Senior 6. Allow me at this very moment to get one member to confirm to me that is able to see the screen very well and you are able to hear me so that I proceed by show of hand. Okay. Peter has raised the hand. He is able to see. Thank you so much. I want a volunteer to give us an opening prayer so that we start our session straight away. Volunteer to give us an opening prayer. Let me choose from here. Okay, Bridget, give us an opening prayer. Any volunteer? You just unmute yourself. Okay, Kiberu, Peter, please. Thank you. Give us the opening prayer.
Let's humble ourselves for a word of prayer. Lord, we want to thank you for this day. I want to thank you for the gift of life. We ask you, Lord, that you give us the wisdom, knowledge, and understanding that we shall understand, remember all that we are going to be taught until we put it on our final papers. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
Amen. Thank you so much, Peter, for coming out of the men and giving us that wonderful prayer. Now, I hope everyone online here is a Senior 6 candidate 2025. Today, our main focus will be on the topic of marketing management. I know when we follow the normal syllabus, this first term, Senior 6, you are supposed to be looking at business planning, particularly. But I know from the several schools where you are, you have covered some of these topics randomly. I'm also so sure that there are people who have already covered this topic of marketing management, though it is supposed to be a topic of Senior 6, term 2, around there. Now, any volunteer to tell us what marketing is all about in your own understanding? I know you have ever heard of market. You know the word marketing. You have ever heard of the word manage. You have ever heard of the word management. Then when I combine these two words together and I say marketing management, what is it all about in your understanding? You can share your views by carrying up the hand, or you place your views in the chat room. Still, I will be able to view, because I want us to have an interactive session where I don't dominate to be the participant. Instead, it should be you to be at the forefront. Because this is not new content to you. This is the content you have interacted with. Some of you have already covered, others have made research ahead, and we are just going to peruse through for purposes of reminding ourselves. Okay, any volunteer? Peter, are you trying?
No.
Okay, it is okay. Now, when we talk of marketing, in its simplest terms, it refers to a set of activities, the way you are seeing it there, a set of activities involving identifying anticipating and satisfactorily. I have selected those words with the intention that a set of activities, of course, this set of activities are carried out by an entrepreneur. Remember, we have a topic called production management. The major aim of an entrepreneur is to make profits. You can't make profits unless you have sold. You can't sell what has not been produced. Either you have produced it yourself or through trading, you bought from those who have produced it. Meaning, before you think of making your profits, first and foremost, you need to produce. That's production. And now that you have produced, you need to market. People don't know about your stock. They don't know about your services. They don't know about your goods until you make them be aware. And the only process which can make the customers understand that you do possess a certain service or a good or what is through what we call marketing. So that's why we are saying marketing is a set of activities. It is not just a one-day event. It's not just a single activity that you can carry out and be able to achieve your target. Remember, the major aim of marketing is to attract sales. And of course, when you attract more sales, it will definitely lead you to more profits. So this is what we are going to look at this afternoon. We added the word management. In marketing, we need to manage marketing. That's why in serious organizations, they have a full department responsible for carrying out marketing. In every serious organization, there's that full faculty for marketing. Because after production, the next step is to make people be aware of your products. And then after, the sales department will do the rest. People don't buy because they love your product, but people buy because you made them be aware that you do exist. That's why on market, you can find a product of relatively, in fact, it is of an average quality. But then you find another, which is of very, very high quality. But people buy more this one of average and they leave out the one of high quality. Why? Maybe the one of high quality has not done enough of marketing so that people can be aware of that particular service that it does exist. So it is a set of activities, first of all, involving identifying. You first identify what you're going to do. You anticipate, you speculate, if I do this, what will happen? And then you satisfy your customers effectively, but also profitably. Don't put too much money in marketing and you end up operating in losses. That's why small businesses, for example, it would be irrational to find a business operating with capital less than 10 million and you take your advert on television where they will charge you expensively. You will not be working out well. So whereas you carry out marketing, be mindful of the cost so that it does not affect your profit, because ultimately the end goal of a business is to generate profits. Hope you get me there. I've alternatively said it includes a set of activities done by an entrepreneur. And of course, in this case, could be a producer. Right from the stage of establishing the needs of customers until the service is done after the sale of goods and services. That marketing just goes beyond selling. A good marketeer does not only stop at selling, no. After selling, what next? After selling, make sure you make a follow-up to know, have the customers appreciated your product or the service you gave them? If not, what are their complaints? And that takes us to the issue of research, market research. So we are going to even find that sub-element of market research within this marketing element, that you research about the market before you enter it. Even when you have entered the market and you've started supplying, still you continue making research to identify the people who are willing to contain your product, the complaints they have. By the way, complaints in marketing are very, very important when they are coming from customers. You don't take them in bad faith. Instead, you use them as a way of improving yourself. Remember, in the market, you're not alone. You're not operating as a monopoly. There are other players, and all these businesses are competing for the same customers, meaning you have to share the market. But how best can you take the biggest market? It is through applying this set of activities so that you are able to achieve the end goal. Now, I want us to proceed, unless if you have a question about that. we look at activities involved in marketing products. Remember, we said marketing is a set of activities. Now, our question would be, what are these activities that you are talking about? And this is what we want to look at this afternoon, the activities involved in marketing products. So, carrying out market research is the first activity to find out the needs of the customers. These activities are not necessarily in order. Some candidates think that because we have said the activities, therefore they should be in a specific order. When it comes to these ones of marketing, there is no order at all. If they ask you to describe the activities involved in marketing products by an entrepreneur. So we are looking at activity number one, carrying out market research. You see, market research helps the entrepreneur to find out what people need. And when we talk of what people need, we are looking at the product. Which kind of product do they need? Yes, you could be producing these biscuits. Which color, which shape, design is very important, because we have seen people who produce a product with a similar name, but still people are interested in the other, even though they serve the same purpose. So carrying out market research will keep you relevant. When I refer to what is occurring now, people still in villages, even in towns, people go to retail shops and they ask for Colgate. But when in actual sense is meaning toothpaste, it could be ABC, it could be Fresh Up, but the person is seriously saying, I want Colgate. Why? That company of Colgate made sure that they carried out enough marketing to the extent that now they understood the needs of their customers, and it has now become a household name. So research is very, very important in marketing before you do any step. Don't just take your advert on radio, you go on television, New Vision, or press, whichever, without first of all identifying who are the people that buy your products. You can't be advertising a product to the illiterate population, and then you take that your advert or you market your product using, let's say, a newspaper. Remember, marketing is not only involved in advertising. There are very many ways of marketing, but I'm just sampling out advertisement as one of it. So always carry out research to identify what customers want. Having done that, develop the goods. Develop the goods and services that satisfy the needs of the customers. If you are dealing in services, please do provide the services according to the research you have made. Having made research, now come up with the product that customers have told you are willing to buy. Now from there, I price the product as one of the outcomes of marketing. You carried out research. What did the customers tell you that they are willing to pay? So this involves establishing prices at which business products, the business products are to be sold. It's important to identify the price at which you are going to sell your goods. So don't just wake up and you establish a price without necessarily consulting your customers. Because remember, we have a saying that customers are your boss. And if you just wake up and hike the price, you'll end up having stock with you in store when you're not selling. Yet selling is the end goal of an entrepreneur. Now, having priced in marketing, we also promote the products. I was talking about advertisement. So, and advertisement falls under this activity of promoting the products. You need to carry out all activities aimed at informing and attracting customers to buy your products. We have seen in Lugogo Showground, people bring and reduce the prices of their products. They do all sorts of sales promotion strategies. They give free samples, free gifts, all that. They are trying to promote their product. And in doing so, they are carrying out one of the important activity in marketing. So the biggest umbrella there is marketing. All these things which are done are just part of what marketing entails. Now, we also have distributing of the products. Yes, you have produced the products, you have promoted them, but these days in new marketing, you can't just sit there and think a customer will come and find you. You have to establish channels through which customers can access your products. We have seen soda companies nowadays, water companies, etc. I can't mention them, mattresses. They now distribute up to the nearest showrooms and outlets, up-country outlets. It's the transport cost of the company itself to make sure that the products are brought nearer to the customers. So if you just produce your products and sit there thinking that the customers will come and buy, you may not really make it well. So distributing your products through several channels. You can sell directly to the consumers. You can sell to the wholesalers. Then the wholesalers sell to the retailers, and the retailers finally sell to the consumers, etc. Because there are two important people here. The producer, who is an entrepreneur on top, and then at the bottom, we have a consumer. Then we have agents in between here who assist us to make sure that these products reach. And these agents are wholesalers, retailers, etc. Then we also have providing customer care. Don't think that because you produced a product, you have marketed it, now you have very many customers, therefore you don't need the customer care. Customer care is very important. We have seen multinational companies here which have made a lot of money. MTN, Airtel, what. But I don't remember a day, if not me only, you and everyone, you have ever called in customer care of Airtel or MTN and they mishandle you. They will always handle you with care because they know you are their boss. So providing customer care in this case is very, very key. And it's part of marketing. When you see someone becoming very soft at the business, you say, oh, I've liked the way he has handled me. Is carrying out part of the activities of marketing. Then maintaining the brand image. This involves maintaining public relations with the target customers. Remember, you can't sell everyone. That's why we are using the word target customers. You can't sell everyone. That's what you have to know. Every business has its own target population or target market where they concentrate mostly. Even when you come to, there's a time I made a simple search on some of these bread companies, and I identified that their region is where you go and you don't find certain kinds of bread. Then in certain regions, they concentrate on certain kind of bread. Meaning, if you find, for example, hot loaf in Mbarara, it means Mbarara is the target market of hot loaf. If you go to Lira and you find there Jonisa, then it means Lira is the target market. So you have to maintain your brand image by having good relations with your people you supply your product, because a good brand image will help to increase market share. You will attract more customers. The more customers you attract, the more you develop your share in the market, and the more you out-compete your competitors and generate more profits. And then also we have what they call selling the product to their customers. You need to sell. Yes, you have done all the above activities. What is the end goal? You need to sell, because it is from selling that you will finally generate money, which money will turn out to give you the difference of profits or whichever. But the more you sell, the more profits you are likely to generate, especially if your major aim of operating a business was for profit maximization, because there are businesses whose major aim is sales maximization. They are after sales, even if they get a small profit margin. Then there are those which are after profits, irrespective of what. So selling the product is part of marketing. If you go to a shop and you market and you buy a product, if you bought any item today from anywhere, then just know that the person who sold you was carrying out marketing. We proceed, unless if you have a question there. If you have a question, you can ask before we proceed. These are some of the points we have gone through. In the case of any query, you raise it so that we go at once. Okay. Okay, if there's no issue, then we continue. Let us look at differences between marketing and selling. People confuse that. What is marketing? What is selling? It's still a matter of contestation. You see, in marketing, we have defined what marketing is all about. But when we talk of selling, selling is, simply means giving of goods or service to a customer in exchange for money. As simple as that. If someone asks you what is selling, is a giving of a customer a good or service in exchange for money. But when you talk of marketing, marketing we have said is a set of activities which involves identifying, anticipating, and satisfying customers' needs effectively and profitably. Meaning the first difference, if you have marketing focuses on the needs of the customers, its major aim is to make sure that customers are satisfied. But selling, for it focuses on the needs of the entrepreneur, the one who is selling. The seller bothers about himself or herself. But in marketing, you focus on what customers want. Therefore, marketing favors more customers, but selling favors more the entrepreneur. So our question is, explain the differences between marketing and selling. So here we are saying that number one point is marketing focuses on the needs of the customers, while selling focuses on the needs of the seller. Like I've already talked about that point. Because when you're defining selling and you're saying it involves the giving of goods or services to a customer in exchange for money,
Hello, sir. The voice is not coming. Sir, I think you have muted yourself. We can't hear.
Okay, now sorry for that. Now in marketing, we're also saying In marketing, the customers enjoy supreme importance, but in selling, a product enjoys supreme importance. So just as we mentioned in point 1, that marketing focuses on the needs of the customer. What does the customer want? The customer wants what? But selling, we look at what does the seller need at that particular moment. Now, this point 2 is talking of supreme importance. In marketing, a customer is the boss. As you have always heard that, a customer is my boss. In marketing, a customer is the boss. But when it comes to selling, the most important thing is a product. A product enjoys supreme importance. If you have ever found these vendors moving and you want to buy an item from them, they will always do whatever is possible to praise the product they are selling. This flask is very good. It can keep water hot for even 3 days, and what they are only praising their product. That is selling. And marketing, I've told you, it is a customer who is given priority. They will ask you, what should we do? Which product do you want? Should we increase on size? Should we reduce? Should we change the color? etc. There they will be carrying out what they call marketing. Now, we're also saying in marketing, an entrepreneur converts the needs of the customer to a product. While in selling, the entrepreneur converts a product into cash. Now, in marketing, because we give attention to a customer, what a customer tells you is what you do. If a customer says, please, we're not interested in the shape of that bottle, please look for a way of how to improve the shape, then automatically the company has to do so. And an entrepreneur has to respond to those needs of the customers. But when it comes to selling, we convert the product into cash. When you talk of converting the product into cash, when I praise my product, I say this flask is very good, can keep water for 3 days, etc. And then you, a customer, you get convinced. The next thing is to touch your pocket and give me the money. Meaning, I give you the flask, I would have turned my product into cash. In marketing, profits are achieved through satisfying needs of the customers. But in selling, profits are achieved through increased sales. Meaning, in selling, the more you sell, the more profits you make. But when it comes to marketing, in marketing, the more you convince people who in this case are customers, then the more you do sell. So marketing, profits are achieved through convincing very many customers to love your product. But in selling, it is achieved through making very many sales of your product. We also look at in marketing, there is caveat vendita. Vendita meaning let the seller be aware of what he or she is marketing. You see, we have these two terms, the caveat vendita and caveat emptor. Emptor meaning let the buyer be aware of what he or she is selling. So in marketing, there is this caveat vendita, let the seller be aware of what he or she is marketing. Now, when we talk of that, it means if you go to the market to sell something and the customer challenges you, you are selling, let's say, you're offering a drink, a soda, and the customer starts saying, you see, this soda is not of good quality, no, it has this, it has that. And you as a marketeer, you also get convinced with what the customer is selling, then you are not serious. That process, if they defeat you, then those are your problems. Because before you enter the market, first know what you are selling. A customer should never challenge you on an item you yourself you are offering. You must have all explanations to defend your product that you are selling. Now, when we talk of caveat emptor, that is let the buyer be aware. It is the vice versa of caveat vendita. Now, in caveat emptor, the buyer should also be steady. If someone comes and convinces you and sells you an item which is supposed to be of 20,000 and they sell you at 60,000, you also agree because they have convinced you, they have lied to you, etc. Then those are your problems. They have cheated you in short. However, we have a policy which protects our consumers from being cheated by businessmen. You studied about what they call consumer protection. For those who had earlier studied the commerce at O level, you must have talked about consumer protection somewhere. So consumer protection comes in to protect consumers against being exploited by businessmen. Because caveat emptor is very common than caveat vendita. Because caveat vendita means a buyer has cheated a seller. But in caveat emptor, the buyer has been cheated by the seller. And that's the common practice. So in marketing, if you, the marketer, you're not serious, a customer will cheat you. In selling, if you, the buyer, you are not serious, the seller will cheat you. So they always maintain these two policies. Let the seller be aware and let the buyer be aware. Then marketing aims at achieving long-term targets of an entrepreneur, while selling aims at achieving immediate targets or gains. So when you find a company carrying out marketing, just know that those people have a long-term a long-term goal they are looking at. There's a goal they are focusing on. There's an aim, a vision they are looking at. But when it comes to immediate targets, if you want to generate these simple targets, gains or benefits that you can get in a short term, then be a seller. So selling, you see, when it comes to selling, someone does not care. Even if he or she cheats you now, as long as he has cheated you, does not care that tomorrow may need you to buy that product again. Just say that one I've cheated him or I've cheated her. But in marketing, you must be critical. Before you cheat this person, know that even tomorrow, this is the very person that is likely to buy your product. Therefore, in marketing, they tend to be more transparent than in selling. Selling, for them, they want to cheat you there, and that's all. They aim at these immediate targets. But marketing, you look further. Any question before we proceed? Okay. If you don't have any question, then we can go ahead. Now, let us look at the terms used in marketing. The terms used in marketing. There's what we call market. Let me first zoom out and see. So one of the terms used in marketing is market. Even the word is clearly stated there, market. Now, what is a market? I intentionally outlined them because I wanted us to share. You give me some of the definitions of some of these terms as we make adjustments. So I want a volunteer to carry up the hand and tell me what a market is. In your own understanding, what is a market? You have heard about a market, even today you heard about market. What is a market? Any volunteer? You unmute yourself and...
Hello, good afternoon.
Good afternoon too.
Yes, sir. I think market, from what I know, is a place where a buyer and a seller come to exchange goods for cash.
Very good. Thank you so much. A market is a place where a buyer and a seller meet to exchange their goods or services for money, as simple as that. Thank you so much. That's what we call a market. Meaning, in a market, there must be a buyer. In a market, there must be a seller. Those two people must be there. And one of them must have money because he's coming to exchange with someone else, then the other party, if I have money, another party must have a product or a service that is offering to me. So there are two people, these two people, one has money, one has a product or a service. So that geographical area that need products and are willing to pay for them, then we shall say it's a market. Thank you. So it's one of the terms used in marketing. Any other volunteer to tell us what market share is all about? Anyone who has an idea about market share? Now they have defined for us what market is. What of market share? We are now adding the word market share. You unmute yourself and you give us your stance. Okay. So we don't have a volunteer there. So as the word goes, market share. If I'm to use the nursery language, a nursery kid would tell me that market share is the sharing of the market. But now if we go to an advanced way, we would say it refers to that section of the total market which is served by an entrepreneur. That section of the population where an entrepreneur sells his or her product is what we shall call a market share. So if your products are being sold in Eastern region, then Eastern region is your market share. If you sell in Central region, then Central region is your market share. If you sell in Northern and Western Uganda, then those two regions are your market share. It is simply a section of the total market which is served by an entrepreneur, section of that total market. And the people who are found in that market is what we term as the target market population, the population that is willing to buy your products. Then there's what we call market segment. To segment, we honor to segment is to divide. So what is market segmentation? Any volunteer still? Okay. Any volunteer? Okay. Market segment. To segment, we all know that segment is to divide. And therefore, in simple terms, market segmentation would be the dividing of the market. So it is a section of a target market population divided into groups having similar characteristics. When you're going to divide your market, you have to look out for that population that has similar characteristics and put them together. For example, the children, you put them in the same bracket. The old, same bracket. Women, same bracket. Men, same bracket. We shall say you have segmented your market. Remember, you segment your market share where you always sell your products. But if you sell, like I've said, if you sell in Central region, then you must be able to know in Central region, that's my market share. How many women am I targeting? Which products do I offer to men? Which products do I offer to children? You'll be trying to divide the market, segmenting it so that you are able to satisfy these customers, because you can't tell me that the needs of the young are the same as the needs of the old. The needs of women are the same as the needs of men. Some things are the same, but then there are those where you need to make some adjustments to fit in. We also look at the market gap. When you talk about a market gap in its simplest term, it means there exists what? There's something that needs to be filled. Something is missing within the market that you have to satisfy. So as an entrepreneur, always it is important to identify the gaps within the market so that you are able to supply or come in and fit into them and take on the space. So market gap refers to that section of the market available that has not yet been satisfied by the existing available products. It is simply a section of the market available that has not been satisfied with the available existing products. It's a reason as why we have different brands existing. Different brands are existing because there is a market gap. If Coca-Cola came here first and they were producing soda, we wouldn't be having Pepsi-Cola also producing soda. We wouldn't be having Kir Soda, etc. Those several companies which are all dealing in soft drinks. It's because they first carry out research and identify a market gap. They see, even if people like sodas, but it seems they are tired of this brand. If we can come up with another brand, I think we are likely to make more sales. So as an entrepreneur, you can take on that gap and fit in. It will turn into your business opportunity now. So because there's what we call SWOT. In SWOT analysis, the strength, weakness, opportunities, and threats. The weaknesses of your competitor is an opportunity to you. And that opportunity is what we're now calling a market gap. There's a market gap being created by the weaknesses of the competitor within the industry. Then there's also what they call the marketing ethics. Now, when you talk of ethics, we are talking about morals, the values within marketing. So these are simply the standard values which govern the behavior of the people marketing the products in the market. Simply standard values that govern the behavior of the people marketing the products in the market. Now, when you talk of marketing ethics, if I'm to give an example, we have all heard about adverts. You hear them on radio, you watch on television, you see newspaper. If you are advertising, and if you have been keen, you have never seen one of the advertising company mentioning the product of another. Take an example. Someone can find you, I always hear of an advert where, I don't want to mention it, but there's an advert of a school, and some nursery kids, I think a boy of 5 years, and then another of 4 years. So the one of 5 years is studying from another school, and the one of 4 years is also studying from another school. This other school they want to advertise has this one of 4 years. Now the one of 5 years is told to count from 1 to 10. And it starts by saying 2, 9, 7, 10, 1, 3. Then this person comes in and says, no. Where is this kid of yours studying from? Then as the other one is about to mention the other school, this one says, don't waste time with those others. Bring your child to, then he mentions the school, his business that he's intending to advertise. And then they sample out this kid of 4 years who is in this school, they're advertising. And he counts 1, 2, 3, 4, up to 10 perfectly. So in marketing, we call that marketing ethic. You don't mention your competitor. You do your own things, but don't go ahead to the campaign and say, you see, our soda is good. Don't go to Pepsi-Cola. Pepsi-Cola's soda is not appropriate. Come to us, Coca-Cola. Then there we shall say you are lacking what they call marketing ethics. Hope you get that. Then there's what they call marketing market fit. This is the degree with which a new product of the firm is likely to appeal to the existing customers. Market fit. Remember, we talked about market gap. You identify a gap within the market that needs to be satisfied. Now, you introduced that particular product, and the customers wholesomely welcomed the product by buying it. We shall say that product has fitted in the market. We call that market fit. Because sometimes you can introduce a new product and it does not appeal to the existing customers. We have seen that happen. I don't want to quote some companies here, but we have seen. I know of people who came up with Kir Soda, if I'm not mistaken, Kir Soda. When Kir Soda was just coming on market, people were on Kir Soda, but after a while, I think its market really went down. Even these days, I don't see some of their products, unless if they changed them. Meaning, their products did not appeal to the customers. They did not fit in the market. But look at an example of Coca-Cola. I don't know the brands they produce, but I think there's Minute Maid. They have brands like Coco Zero, something of the kind. Every product they produce, I always see customers willing to buy it. Now, meaning every product you introduce, customers are willing to buy it, then we shall say you are having a market fit. But if they don't buy, then you lack a market fit. Those are some of the terms that we have in marketing. When they ask you about terms used in marketing and you come across some of these terminologies, please don't hesitate to define them, the terms used in marketing. If you don't have any query there, then we can still proceed.
Excuse me, sir.
Yes.
I'm requesting for market fit definition.
The definition of market fit, I said it is a degree with which a new product of the firm, of the firm is likely to appeal to the existing customers. You can use appeal, you can use attract. Degree with which a new product of the firm is likely to attract the existing customers or appeal to the existing customers. Meaning if you introduce the new product, the more customers buy it, the more it has appealed to them and the better the market fit. That's why we're using the word degree. They can either be more, they can be less, they can be average. If they are more, then you have had the best market fit. If you introduce a new product and a few buys, then you have a lesser market fit. Okay, hope you get me there. Any other query or a supplement or whatever? If not, then we proceed. I want a volunteer to read through that, to read for us that. Volunteer to go through what they call target market population. It's also part of marketing. Marketing has some subtopics within it. Now, up there we had talked about market. Now we are talking about target market. Now, what is the target market population? All these terms, you can know them independently. The meaning of target, the meaning of market, the meaning of population. Now, what is target market population? I want a volunteer to read for us.
Sir, I would like to read.
Come again.
This is a group of people to whom an entrepreneur intends to sell his or her products. Refers to potential buyers of entrepreneur's product. Examples of target market population include children, women, men, students, organizations like schools, hospitals, etc.
Thank you so much. So this is what we call the target market population. That group of people to whom a business or an entrepreneur intends to sell his or her products. In case it's just going to start a business. But if the business is already existing and you have just introduced a new product within an old business, then we shall say that that group of people to whom an entrepreneur sells his or her products. Alternatively, we can define target market population as the potential buyers of entrepreneurs' products. Anyone who has the potential to buy your product or to buy your service is a category of a target market population. Take an example. If I have a shop, a stationary bookshop, sort of that, the likely customers are students. That's the group I target. So that the students now become my target market population. If I make a hospital, the target population are the sick, because I don't expect anyone who's not sick to be at the hospital 24/7. If I make a school, the target population are these children so that they come and study, not the old men, not the old women. So that's what we mean by target market population. And as a business, you need to carry out research to find out who are the people that are likely to buy your product, so that you don't just move everywhere with your product, not knowing who is interested and who is not interested. You must know the target market so that you even reduce on the costs. Remember, sometimes we distribute these products from factories. Now you are making mattresses from Ginger, and there's another factory in Fort Portal City also making mattresses. And maybe people from around Fort Portal City or Toro region are interested in mattresses made in Fort Portal. Now, for you are transporting mattresses from Ginger to Fort, where you are not likely to sell because you have not conducted enough research. So it is always important to find who are my real customers, the real population who are likely to buy your product. For those who have been in the market, let's say you are there at your boutique, you are there selling any product or any service. Someone bypasses you and then keeps on looking behind to look at your product. If you are keen enough, that person is a potential buyer. Those are the people we call potential buyers. And therefore, that person would have become part of your target market population. People always confuse who a potential buyer is, who a client is, and who just a usual customer is. Anyone can be a customer, but some people go beyond to be potential customers and others become clients. When you talk of a client is a person who can come at your business, find when it is closed, the neighbor's business is open, it has the same product or service he so wishes or she so wishes, but says, let me go, I will come back when he has returned. That means that person is loyal. That loyal customer has now gone to the extent of becoming a client. By now, the people who are likely to buy your products, the ones we call potential buyers of your products, they are the target market population. And we have listed some of the examples of target market population here. Then, this brings us to our subheading of factors that determine or affect or influence the target market population. When you talk of factors that determine, affect, influence target market population, what do I mean? What are some of those things that make you think you as an entrepreneur who is located in Gulu City, where you are producing, let's say, maybe you're producing iron sheets. Let's say you have a factory there producing iron sheets. What makes you think your target customers are in Mbale, but they are not in Mubende? Why? Why do you think they are in Mbale and they are not in Mubende? Or they are in Kabale, but they are not in Kasese? What makes you think so? It's because you have carried out research, and in that research, there are some factors you found out that gave you a basis to take on that decision, and these are some of the factors you base on when you are determining the target market population, having conducted your research. We have what they call the level of income. I wanted us to explain one point here. If you are able, you see, whenever you find questions which ask for factors that influence or determine or affect, we always mention a neutral point. We don't take a side. If for example, we have government policy, I don't expect you to say favorable government policy. There you have taken a side. I expect you to mention government policy, and then you explain two sides, the favorable side and the unfavorable side, or the negative side and the positive side. So equally here, I wanted us to pick one point and be able to, you may pick them randomly and be able to talk about them in relation to target market population. Because if I'm to take on level of income, Of course, when we are talking of level of income, we are looking at the level of income of the buyers or the consumers. And I'm specifically going to use the word high and low. So I can say high income levels leads to high demand for goods and services, hence a bigger target market population. While a low level of income leads to low demand for goods and services, hence forming a smaller target market population. So when you go in an area where people have money, it means they have the purchasing power, they can buy because they have money. And therefore, the target market, the people who are likely to buy your product will be more, meaning that's the large target market population. But if you straight your business in an area where a very few people have money, majority are struggling, then it means the demand is going to be down. And now that the demand for your products is down, then that one has formed a smaller target market population. Only a few are able to buy your products. So high income levels leads to high demand for goods and services, hence a bigger target market population. While a low level of income leads to low demand for goods and services, hence forming a smaller target market population. Such question is when they set them, they tend to carry 2 marks. Stating a point like this, full stop, you protect it, or a comma, it earns you 1 mark. Stating the other positive side, a half, and the negative side also, a half, giving you the full 2 marks. Whenever you find questions that contain factors that determine, those words determine, affect, influence, when you see them there. So I want us to share these points. Who is volunteering as number 1? You pick any point and you explain where we need the adjustments. We shall do the polishing. And I want us all to participate because the points are enough. By show of hand, who is volunteering? Let me check here. Participants. Okay. I don't know. Klosh. Unmute yourself.
Yeah, I'm going to explain the level of competition.
Okay.
A business with many competitors has a low potential market. Since customers have more businesses among which they choose from, but a business with a few or no competitors has a high potential market.
Okay, very good. So you are like meaning high level of competition. High level of competition implies few customers because there are very many. You see, when there is competition, there are other businesses also providing the same item or service, and therefore customers are distributed all over these businesses. But if competition is less, as you have said, if competition is less, it means people will be concentrating at buying from your business, and therefore it will be a large target market population. Very good. Any other volunteer? Let me see. Who else is carrying up the hand? Charlotte? Unmute yourself, Charlotte. Charlotte, your hand is up. Just unmute yourself.
Okay, I'm explaining consumption habits.
Okay.
Consumption habits, this is like the way in which a consumer takes in a certain product. So if consumption is in favor of that product, our consumer is going to take in more products, and that will lead to a large target market. Like, for example, smokers will be addicted to taking up cigarettes, so they will purchase more of cigarettes. While if consumption habit is unfavorable of that product, there will be a low target market population for the product.
Okay, thank you so much. That's exactly how it is supposed to be. Consumption habit. So when there are consumers in a given community who like taking a particular product highly, then it will mean that's a big target market population. But in a situation where the habits of taking up a given product is really minimal in a given area, then that is a small target market population. Very good. Any other? Let me see. I'm coming to Adrian, then I'll come to Ahmed. Adrian, unmute yourself.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm going to do size of population. Size of population. High population. I'm going to use high and low. A high population increases the demand for a product, thus leading to increasing the target market population, while the low population size reduces demand for the product, hence reducing or discouraging the target market population.
Okay, thank you so much, Adrian. You have perfectly stated it well. That if a population is big, then it means demand will be high, and therefore there will be a high target market, a big target market population. But then if population is small, meaning even demand will also be small, and therefore the target market population will be low. Thank you so much. I'm coming to Ahmed.
Yes, good afternoon. I would like to explain level of income. A high level of income will enable customers to buy more goods and services, leading to a high target population, target population, and low level of income will discourage customers from buying more goods and services, leading to a low target population.
Thank you so much, Ahmed. Thank you so much. I now come to Peter. Your hand is up.
I'm going to do political climate.
Yes.
A stable political climate encourages people to participate in income generating activities, granting them ability to buy goods and services, while unstable political climate does not favor people involving themselves in income generating activities to afford buying of goods and services.
Okay, thank you, Peter. There's something I was waiting. I wanted you to state it, therefore, in relation to the target market population. So in an unstable climate, the purchasing power of people is low, and therefore a less target market population. Like that. Thank you so much. Damba, your hand was up. Damba Dodovic. Any point to explain, or they have taken it on? Because we still have very many points here, and I expect a very individual. Yes, Damba?
Okay, teacher, I'm going to explain about government policy.
Yes.
The favorable government policies regarding when the taxes are low, increase on the target market population compared to the unfavorable government policies.
Okay, thank you. So in this case, you are like me, because we talked of government policy on subsidization and taxation. If the government is overtaxing the population, it means they will be left with very little income to spend on products and services, and therefore it will cause a less target market population. But in a situation where the taxes are low or people are being subsidized, the way you are seeing, and I hear there is parish development model, people are receiving money, etc. So in such a situation, people's capacity to buy will increase. And as it increases, then it will create a bigger target market population. Good. Who has not said anything here? Mugala, Liz? The points are many and I want everyone to participate. Okay. Where's John? John, do you have something to say? Karuhanga? John? Okay. Let us proceed. You have talked about the level of income, consumption habits. You have talked about level of competition, political climate, government policy on subsidization and taxation. And now allow me also look at, okay. Allow me look at also the market share. Now, when we talk of the market share, a larger market share means more customers. Because we talked of market share in terms used in marketing, I defined what market share is all about. I remember to have clearly said that it refers to the section of the total population which is being served by an entrepreneur or a business. That section of the population served by the entrepreneur is a market share. And when we talk of market share here, in factors considered, factors that affect the target market population, we shall say that larger market share means more customers, hence a bigger target market population. While smaller market share means fewer customers, hence a smaller target market population. So the bigger the market share, the bigger the target market population. And the smaller the market share, then the smaller the target market population. Because sometimes we consider the size of the area. The area is big that you cover, we are likely to find there are more people who give us a more vivid target population compared to the other. Then age and sex composition of the target market area. A population in an area dominated by adults and females presents a bigger target market because of its high demand for goods and services compared to this population which is dominated by the young and the old. So when you find a population full of old people, full of younger people, that's it's not a vibrant population in an economy. An economy is ought to have a population dominated by adults who are not elderly, they are just merely adults, and females, they tend to make the population more vibrant compared to the young and the old. Then the market changes. These market trends, market patterns. Now, favorable market trends increase demand for goods and services, hence a bigger target market population. But unfavorable market changes lead to decrease in demand for goods and services, hence a smaller target market population. Now, take an example. I'm not, I always see people putting
Excuse
on.
me, sir.
Yes.
When we talk about age and sex competition of the target market area, can sometimes the product that you're selling also depend, like can't this age and sex depend on the product you're selling?
Yes, it does. It does. But then I want to make it clear. The elderly population in most cases is not a working population. They have retired, they are there, they are weak. So the people who are supposed to buy for them some of these products needed by old people are these adults and this average population. And then if they are few, ultimately, it means even the old may not be able to purchase them. That's where the point is. Hope you get me there.
Yes, thank you.
Then we also look at the size of the population. You talked about it. I was talking about market changes. I saw I always see some young people here putting on these jeans. I hear they are damages, they are what. So it's a sort of a fashion. When the fashion comes and you are still with the old format, you are still selling bell-bottom trousers and etc., then you may really be off market. People now go with the trend, and that trend is likely to affect your target market population. So if it comes as a negative change, a swift change, then you are likely to be affected. You will get, or you will have a very small target market population, because people always shift to changes. But if the change comes in favor of you, then you are likely to make more money, or to have a larger market, target market population. Take an example. In a school, if you have a canteen, and then the school head teacher instructs every student to go at the canteen and buy a ballpoint pen. This is a new change. HM has said, I want every student to have a ballpoint pen. The only person selling a ballpoint pen is a canteen attendant. This means this is a positive change, a positive market trend, and it will bring in a larger target market population. But if the head teacher all of a sudden says, I don't want to find anyone buying pancakes from the canteen, then it means this is now, it will create a very, very a minimal target population, because now people tend to run away because of the new change that is existing. So even in the market, we keep on rolling like that. Then size of the population, I think someone mentioned about size of the population. Then degree of advertisement. Now, high level of advertisement leads to a large target market population. If you want people to buy your product, right from the beginning, I think I was clear on this, please make sure that you put avenues that will put you at an advantage. Some of those avenues is making those frequent advertisements. You make frequent advertisements so that people are aware of your existing product, because people buy simply because they hear about your product. It has become part of them. Sometimes you find someone, when they put an advert, let's say on television, radio, when you observe MTN adverts, you can be moving and you are singing the background song of an MTN advert, not knowing that now this advert has become part of you, that everywhere you go, you are thinking about it. In such a circumstance, for such a business, it means it has covered a larger target market population compared to businesses that don't advertise themselves to make people be aware of them. I think those are some of the points, unless if you have one you want to add or any query. If you have any question, you can raise. If not, we proceed. Okay. Now, there's this question. Examine the factors. Examine the factors that determine the target market population of a business. So if you find such a question, examine the factors that determine the target market population of a business. These are some of the points you state, and then explain the two-sided way as you show whether it leads to larger target market population or a smaller target market population. Let us go to what they call marketing mix as also part of the sub content to look at under marketing management. There's what they call marketing mix, or we call them marketing decision areas. Marketing decision areas. I want a volunteer to read for us what you are seeing on your screen there. Who has not said anything here? Let me choose randomly. Who has not said anything? Nara? Okay, Mugala is carrying up. Carlos, any of you can unmute. Mugala, okay, go ahead.
This refers to the combination of elements relating to marketing activities used by an entrepreneur to influence the target market in order to achieve marketing objects. Refers
Marketing objectives, okay?
Refers to all tools or elements of marketing used by an entrepreneur to satisfy chosen groups of consumers so as to achieve the marketing objectives.
Okay, very good. Now, according to you, what have you understood in your own ways? Plus others on the platform. What have you understood with that marketing mix? What is it all about in your own way? Yes, it's not a crime to try, so don't hide out. Glosh, yes?
What I've got is that actually, let me just summarize it. It means all elements in marketing activities.
All elements in marketing activities.
Yeah.
Okay, good. Meaning, if you talk of all elements, you're like meaning all those things you do in marketing.
Yeah.
Is what we call marketing mix. Okay,
Yes.
good. Any other? If you also have a different perspective of the way, Goretti? Goretti, your hand is up, okay.
I think that market mix is like how an entrepreneur can get different ideas in order to come up with something that can be marketed or something that can be carried out in a market area so that to bring up his product.
Okay, thank you so much. Thank you. Any other? Who else? Bridget?
I think it means like the things an entrepreneur uses in order to satisfy the needs of the consumers so that he can also gain.
Excellent. The things that an entrepreneur uses so that he can identify what customers want in order to achieve these objectives. And these objectives, of course, they will lead into gains. Exactly. So according to what are some of these things that an entrepreneur bases on when he's making marketing decisions? Before you go into marketing, what are you marketing? If you have marketed it, what follows next? Are you going to sell? If you are selling, at what cost? Those are some of the things where are you going to sell? To whom are you going to sell to? How are you going to distribute your products? How will you make people be aware? Those are the decisions. Though I'm using abstract word, I want you to pick one word, 1 point. You tell me some of the marketing decision areas when you are going to carry out marketing. What are some of the key elements, key tools that you pull out to base on? Yes?
Yeah, you can base on the price, the place, and promotion.
Hello guys, what happened? I'm not hearing anything. Hello.
Yeah, I
Oh,
think
network
it's
is.
connection.
Oh, okay.
I'm requesting for some help on, I think, on the first part. Is it market management, the definition? Anyone to help me?
Sorry, my pocket Wi-Fi has run out of battery. I think it has shut down. It's the reason that's why I've been off a while. Unfortunately, I can't share the screen because the host now needs to make me a co-host again. But still, we can continue the interaction. You had seen the content that are listed there on marketing decision areas. Unless if you have a question before we proceed. Any question? Okay. Are you able to hear me, members?
Yes, teacher.
Yes.
Okay, then we can now proceed. So we're going to look at the marketing decision areas. But when you are going to carry out marketing, remember we said marketing is a set of activities. Now, those activities, you don't just wake up and say, I am now going to carry out marketing. I will ask you one question. Which marketing? What are you going to do? What are some of the things you are going to look at? So we want to look at the contents which are involved when you are going to carry out marketing. It's like when you're going to write a business plan. You don't just wake up and say, I want to write a business plan. you must know the things which are involved in a business plan. We always talk of executive summary, the production plan, and etc. Even here in marketing decision areas, there are key things we consult from customers. And the major ones are, some books will give you 5 P's, others will give 7 P's, but modern marketing even goes up to around 10 or 11 P's. But there are 5 major ones. 5 major ones. If you're going to carry out marketing, the first thing to know is a product. First, know the product. Which product are you going to market? Because you can't enter into the market, you find me seated there, then you start telling me about a product you don't have. That's not marketing. So one of the marketing decision areas is knowing the product you're going to engage in. So number one is product. Let us first list them. Product. Then that product you're going to sell at how much? Meaning, one is saying we are not seeing. You are the host supposed to connect us back. It's supposed to make me a co-host, but I think it's with another group. So bear with me, and he allows me be a co-host. Okay. So the product, we are talking of the product, the price. You must know at what price are you going to sell your product. So we are going to go in the depth of some of these marketing mix areas. Take an example. We have to know what price is. We want to know some of the factors that are considered by an entrepreneur when pricing a product. How come some people sell a kilogram of rice at 5,000, others at 6,000, others at 4,000? You have to look at the methods used when you are pricing. What are some of the methods used by an entrepreneur when he's pricing the products? As an element, price itself is a marketing decision area. Price, product. Now, having had the two, we also need to know the place. Place, how are you going to distribute your products? Where are you taking them? So you need to know the place. You don't just wake up and drive everywhere that you are taking your mattresses or water or cartons of soda, etc. You have to know the place as you go for marketing. Then you also have to know how to position yourself. Positioning is like knowing the customers to sell the products to. Not everyone will buy your product. Not everyone will buy your product. Take an example. My target population can be, let's say, Mityana district. Mityana district can be my target population. But then the products I'm going to sell are targeting the children. I'm selling sweets. I'm selling these things which are applicable to the young children. So even when you reach there, you have to position yourself to know which real population am I going in. So that's called positioning. And we also talk of promotion. How do you make people get convinced to buy your product? Position. You can advertise, you can do whatever it takes, as long as it will help you to increase on the sales. That's called positioning as part of the marketing mix areas. Remember, I told you we have the major 5 P's. Some books shows 7 P's. 5 P's being the product, the price. We also talk of the positioning, hope you're able to see here. These are some of the components we are about the marketing mix areas. Let me reduce here. The components or elements of marketing mix or marketing decision areas. You have to make research on your product, the price people are willing to pay, the place where are you taking your things, promotion, how are you going to make people be aware that you also exist to positioning. Who are the people that you are going to sell your product to? We also need to look at packaging. Which involves the wrapping or compressing of goods to protect them from contamination of the members, allow me change the gadgets. Because it looks like my pocket Wi-Fi for this laptop is shutting down. Let me change the gadget and use this one.
How do you see if we repeat the lesson, guys?
Are you for real?
Guys, someone is asking, is this ant or economics?
It's ant, man.
Guys, I don't think we can repeat the. I don't think we can repeat the
Time
lesson,
has gone.
but at
Time has
least they
gone.
keep a recording. Yeah, they
Okay,
keep a
members.
recording, so you
Just see it in
I
the
think
group, the recording.
can review.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we
you
can't
see the
repeat
recording in
Even
the
time
group.
has. What?
But
Someone
yo,
saying
I've checked.
the recording for yesterday wasn't put in the group. Like some of us have looked for it, but we didn't find it.
Members, if you are able to hear me, let us summarize and then we come to the end of the lesson.
Okay, sir.
My gadget, I think the Wi-Fi is the one that had a problem. It shut down. So
Okay.
let me use this for the moment. We were almost coming to an end. We were just on marketing decision areas, and the next slide was giving us the trial exercise that you would do next time. And particularly my interest was on you making research on methods which are considered by an entrepreneur when pricing products, and also factors considered by an entrepreneur when pricing a product. That was the slide that was having your exercise. But for now, if you have any question, either related to the topic we have covered now or any other, we can briefly go through as we come to the end of the session. Someone's hand is up, please go ahead.
Pardon the questions you said.
The first question was, describe the methods used by an entrepreneur when pricing products. Describe the methods used by an entrepreneur when pricing products. That was around 10 marks. And then part B was explain the factors considered by an entrepreneur. Explain the factors considered by an entrepreneur when pricing products. The other one is methods. This one is factors. Explain the factors considered by an entrepreneur when pricing products. So those are some of the questions you were supposed to go through. I think next week we shall have another lesson, but you can suggest on some of the things we should hint on. Either we should change on the paper or maintain this one, which topic you can still suggest from here, so that in the next lesson, we go to your interests. So, Kilosh, your hand is up. Kilosh, okay, Bridget. I see your microphone is on. I thought you have something to say.
No, I don't have anything to say.
Okay, whoever is carrying up the hand, please, Peter, you are the host. Make them to unmute themselves.
Sir, excuse me,
Yes.
sir. I was thinking of that the one next lesson we handle paper 2, like that taxation part which has calculations.
The taxation part with calculations.
Yeah.
Okay, that's your suggestion. But when you go to YouTube on our previous lessons, we have a lesson on taxation. Go and trace that lesson. It's on. We handled it the other time, but still it has no problem to redo. However, it is online here. Then Who else? Peter, yourself, your hand is up.
Master, I'm requesting briefly to know the market decision areas.
Some of the marketing decision areas. Because when I talked of marketing, I said it's a set of activities. And if we talk of a set of activities, you don't just enter into the market when you have not known what you are going to ask about or make research on. Meaning, we need to know the product we are taking in a bucket. You need to understand the price you are going to sell your product. You need to understand the place. So we have the product, the price, place. Place is where you are taking your things. Promotion, how will you make people be aware of your product? Position, who are the people that are going to buy your product? Then people are like, who are those that are working in your business, and who is that target market population as well? That general target market population, that's people. There's packaging. You need to wrap your products very well so that the customers get attracted to. So those are things you ask. That's why in paper 2, when we are designing what they call a market survey tool, some of the questions we ask, we say, how do you find the price of our products? It means we would have picked this element of price. Remember, we are carrying out a marketing survey. We ask, how do you find our product? When you compare the, maybe you can ask about positioning. Where did you hear about our product from? All that we base on these marketing decision areas. Unless if there's another question, we want to bring this session to an end.
Sir, can I ask, how comes we only have one in? Why is it that we only have one lesson in our week?
Yes, come again.
Why is it that we have only one lesson in our week?
It's because we have other subjects which occupy these other days of the week. So end of senior 6, we usually put it on Friday. Okay. So any other? If not, we shall get a volunteer to give us a closing prayer. Diana, okay. Your microphone was on. I'm seeing 2 hands up. Jazzy?
Teacher.
Yes.
Are we going to change the TT? The timetable.
I don't draft the timetable, but accordingly, next week it will also be out. But possibly we shall maintain a Friday. Those are the days I allocated for senior 6, Friday.
Okay, thanks.
Okay. So make sure on Friday, you tell your colleagues we shall be on. Those who miss, still you can go to YouTube, you'll find this lesson there. Okay. Someone is asking when are other subjects put. Other subjects are there. Even as we talk now, we have 2 lessons ongoing. I think there's science class and arts class. Then yesterday there was a lesson. I don't know the subject, but every Monday to Friday we have lessons of different subjects. Someone is asking, how can we get the previous lessons? The previous lesson is just go to YouTube. If you can insert in holistic e-learning platform. That holistic e-learning platform will give you all lessons of different subjects. Then you choose the one you are interested in. Okay. I think I've answered you.
Excuse me, sir.
Yes.
How are we supposed to know that? How are we supposed to get the timetable?
Oh, I thought you are in the WhatsApp groups of those different candidate classes, because every class has a WhatsApp group where we send those links and timetable.
Oh, so how can we access the WhatsApp groups, because we don't have the links?
The only, because I'm not the person with the link. I don't have a link for
I'm not an admin for senior 6, and possibly Mr. Kaziba will connect you to that. I think tomorrow's lesson, if you are able to go to that link, because they will use this very link, or Monday's lesson, not tomorrow. Even when the subject which is there, you are not doing it on Monday, you can drop in your question in the chat box, and if he's on, he will send you that link so that you join.
Okay, thank you, sir.
Okay. I think we should do, okay, someone is saying is having the timetable. The groups are full. You can suggest and they create an alternative. But if a friend is there, then you can create your own. Last year's senior 4 candidates created their own group, and if one member would get information from the other side, they would just share within their group. That can best also apply to you. Okay, as shared it here. Okay, thank you. I think we should just get a volunteer to give us a closing prayer and we call it a day. Unless if you have any other query, any question, anything to supplement, then we're ready to go. If not, I want a volunteer to give us a closing prayer. Okay. Carlos?
Let's close our eyes and pray. Dear Father, I thank for this day. I thank for this session because we have learned something new. Father, King of glory.
I think, Peter, you can end the session. You are the host. Please end the session so that it goes on recording. Peter, end the meeting.